Hi, I'm Adrian Edwards. I'm UNHCR's representative for Australia, New Zealand and the Pacific. UNHCR, what are we? We are the UN Refugee Agency. Around the world, we protect and help millions of people, not just refugees and asylum seekers, but people displaced inside their own countries and people who are stateless. All in all, well in excess of 80 million people. So as the UN agency that deals with forced displacement, and often has to plan for future displacement, we're looking at COP26 in Glasgow with a lot of interest. What is decided and agreed there and what is not agreed will have profound and very real consequences for us all over the next months and years, and not just here in Australia and the Pacific, but around the world. At UNHCR, we believe climate change is already playing a role in driving displacement. It's also increasing the vulnerability of those already forced to flee. Millions of forcibly displaced and stateless people are living today truly on the front lines of the climate emergency. Many are in climate hotspots. Think, for example, of the Sahel, of Somalia, of Afghanistan, or the drought that preceded war in Syria. And over the past 10 years, we've watched as the number of forcibly displaced people worldwide has doubled to 82.4 million. Here in the Pacific and closer to home, you can think of the climate and weather-related disasters that we are becoming all too used to, and which also in many cases cause displacement. On a worldwide scale, the number of such events increased from 600 a year in 2016 to 1,600 a year just 2 years later in 2018. Just as with the COVID pandemic, responding to the challenge of climate requires a truly global response. And that means all of us together working as one, acting now, not tomorrow. So to those at COP26 in Glasgow, Godspeed. We wish you success. From here in Canberra at the UNHCR multi-country office, we will be following closely.